Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Algo. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below. We're always happy to hear from you, so why not drop us a comment down there. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come visit us. It's free to join. Once you're in the general chat area, just add mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into it. So there are a few ways that we were looking at this, and I want to talk about a few things. We're talking about, first off, I want to talk about this C wave that we were plotting out. That was beautiful. Basically, we were talking about coming down into this zone, and within the structure, we were talking about coming into this little target area that we sort of had scoped out, and we pretty much came bang into it. We came a little bit little bit lower than it, but not by much, and effectively we moved to the upside. So kudos to anyone who's been watching and you managed to get into this trade, because you're currently sitting 13% up. So well done to you if you were watching and managed to get into that. Okay, so let's talk about the moves. So within the structure, basically we're looking at this as I was looking at this as a flat. So if it's a flat, we can have two options. There is a way we can count this 3 into here, so we could actually have this move here play out as the green fourth wave that we have over here, and effectively this could be the fifth wave. If this is a fifth wave, the target zone is this red box. This red box is this 2695 to this 2603. So if we do actually see this as just a completed move, and we actually come up here, we face rejection, we break these lows, and we head lower, potentially towards this yellow box area of this 2036 to the 1795, that would confirm this this structure then, where this is a basically would be a fourth and a fifth. So basically this would just move over slightly, and this fifth wave would be this green fifth wave. But like I said, until we actually break down, we don't have confirmation of this, so we need to bear in mind there are a few options. So the other thing that we could play out is this fifth wave could in fact actually end there, and we could have this as a flat correction. So that's basically the first part. What we could then get is something like this, where we form an A, B, and a C, and then this forms a B wave, and then we get a C wave to the downside. So this is something that I'm just keeping an eye on. We could get some sort of more choppy structure here develop, where instead of looking for a zigzag in a B wave or wave 2, we could get something like a flat. So we need to just keep an eye on it. It is also possible that if we do, we've got the other options. So yeah, just stay with us in the video and we're going to go over all of them. I don't want to try and flip between too many things at once. So in this case, what we'd be looking at is that potentially this move is completed. I mean, we can argue that this is a 1, 2, this would be a 3, 4, and then potentially we're within a 5 wave move here, and this could be towards the end of that move. The other way, no, basically, yeah, I think the way that it's starting to slant sideways here sort of indicates the potential of this being towards the end of the move. But we'll have to see. If we do start to get some more legs here, then there could be extension. But if we do complete within this structure here, and we have something like this as a 1, 2, potentially this is a fourth, would have to be a diagonal then, if it is as a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, it is possible we're going to get some kind of a diagonal structure to complete, where we get something like this, or actually it would be from over here rather, something like this playing out, where we continue to hold this upper line, and then potentially we form another trend line to the bottom here and have something like this play out. So I mean, this is a possibility if we do start to break down. The 1 hour's still got some legs on it, so we could actually see some push up here. But basically this would be the rejection zone I'll be looking for, this 2695 to this 2603. If we do find a rejection within here, what I'd then be looking to do is see if we find support in this green box area. So the current zone would be this 2469 to this 2374. So this is a zone we could actually look to come back into if we're going to look to extend to the upside as an A, a B, and then a C. So depending exactly where we come into this this green box, I'm going to just pull this fib onto this high point. that we have at the moment. We can see that the 618 would be an interesting area at the top of this move. The 50% would be this little consolidation here as well. So these could be areas we actually look to target out. If we move down lower, the 786 is potentially where I would want to see this stop. I wouldn't want it to go too much deeper than that, otherwise it starts to become unlikely that we're going to get this next push to the upside. But if we did have to argue and say we move down towards this 618, or potentially the 786, because we could look for a retest, what we could then see is basically a move that develops to the upside at a 1-to-1 and looks to target up higher here towards this 27.22. So that's something that we could see play out. So we need to just see how this progresses. If we do continue to move up here, then it's potentially one of the other options playing out, and we're going to go over those in a second. So the thing is, if we do get a three-wave move to the upside here, and we fail to achieve the impulsive triggers that we're going to be talking about on the next options, it is possible that, like I said, we could just see this as a bigger corrective structure where this plays out as an A, we get this all as a B wave, and then we look to push down for a C. So that's just something we need to keep in the back of our minds, that until we get a confirmation, this could always turn around and trap traders and get that C wave to the downside to come and sort of take out some of this liquidity that will be building up below us. We'll also look at the liquidity in a second. Okay, so the other way that we can look at this move, and basically this is one of the other ways we're talking about, if we want to treat this just as a corrective move, effectively what we can argue is that we have a three-wave move. Here as a W, this could be an X, and then we could see something like this as an A, B, and a C. So if this is a corrective move, it would indicate to me that we're going to go lower, because generally when we get a corrective move, we continue with the trend afterwards, so after the completion of the move. So I mean, this could extend up further and it could still be a corrective move, and then we break down at a later date, but for the time being, this is what we're looking at. So the 1-to-1 of this A wave is actually this blue. That's actually a bit lower here now. We came down low, so let's do that. So is this blue line here at this 28.35? So this is the 1-to-1 of this blue A wave. So effectively we could look to complete here if we do push up. So this is a zone we could that could be interesting. Also another zone would be the 1-to-1 of this Y wave, which is up here at this 31.17. So this is something that's quite interesting, because if I just turn on this liquidity for a second, we can see that there is quite a lot of liquidity just right above us here. So this does have potential to extend out here. So I mean, it is possible that this comes back up into this zone and looks to take some of these areas. Also, we can see here towards this 1-to-1 of this Y wave, there's also a little bit of a buildup of liquidity there. So this is something that could actually look to play out, where we look to come up here and take out some of this liquidity before looking to move lower. So yeah, it's just something worth keeping an eye on. Like I said, that 1-to-1 would be this 28.34, and we'll be basically expecting the same sort of thing here. The thing is, what we'd be looking for is, if this is a 5-wave move here, we'd be looking for another 5-wave move. So either this is going to be a short 5-wave move and it's going to complete here and we're going to reverse, and we could argue that, let me just check something. I want to see if it meets the minimum requirement, which would be 618. So it has actually crossed that 0.618. It has also crossed the A wave high. So technically speaking, this could actually complete down here as a C wave, and it wouldn't break any rules. However, it is also possible that we extend further up here, and what we'd be looking for then is the possibility that we form a 5-wave structure. And what we'd be talking about then is effectively looking for something like this to play out, where we come up here, we get a rejection, we find support here, then we move up towards that 1.618, and then we continue to the upside. So I'm just going to plot this out roughly with the current information. So this is provided we don't carry on up here and carry on extending to the upside. If we do, it will slightly adjust these target zones. So that 618 was right on those top ends, so I'm just going to go with that. And then we can see that 1618 in this case would actually be this line here of this 3034, and then we'd actually get continuation, or get a 4th wave potentially down to this 2789, and then an additional leg to the upside. So if this is the case, what we could then be looking at is effectively something like this playing out, where our fifth wave target would actually be this 31 cents to this 32 cents, which would actually line up quite nicely with this Y wave. And if I throw this other fib on here, let's have a look. Just want to make sure we don't achieve, we don't reach that 1.618 if we do that. So yeah, I mean, it would be sort of in between this 1382 and this 1618 if we do get a move like this. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this, because one of the other counts that we're looking at is potential to develop a bigger 5-wave structure here. None of them are confirmed yet. Just bear that in mind. We need to see the validation of them. So yeah, let's have a look at that potential 5-wave move we're talking about. So the other way we were looking at this is that potentially we could get an extension within this price action. And what we were looking at is basically that this could actually extend from here, where we'd have to then look, if this does play out, we'd have to look at this as a 1-2 or an A-B, and then potentially looking for this as a C wave to the upside. The impulsive trigger for this would be much higher up though, if we were going to look at it as a potential impulse, which would be up here at this 39.83. So that would be quite up there, but it is possible that we can see some extension and get there. If we do move up past this point, effectively what we'd have to start doing is looking at this as a 1-2, and then this would have been a 1-2, and then basically starting to progress to the upside. This would start to get more violent if it is the case, and we'd want to see a lot of volume coming in, because effectively what this would mean is that we would be within wave 3 of 3 here. So I mean, for the most part, we do have quite a strong move here. So this is tying in quite nicely with the idea of having this third wave. But it needs to prove itself still. Typical third wave would be this 29.70 zone. So if we do actually look to progress to the upside here, it is possible we could see this play out where we get this stronger move up here into this 29.70 zone as a wave 3. Then we'd get a retracement to around this 27.09. And then look to push up towards 31.14 to this 30.36 area. So this is just something we need to bear in mind. If we do move up into that zone, it would effectively hit the impulsive, the typical third wave area of this one here, and we'd get an additional fourth and a fifth. So it is possible that this could play out within the channel as it is shown here, or alternatively, this could become a more steep channel if the move starts to accelerate. And we would get something more like this playing out, where potentially we get a steeper channel that ends up sort of at a more slanted angle. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. I mean, there's nothing confirmed yet, but this is one of the potentials that I'm looking at. And this would kind of tie in quite nicely to coming up here and taking out some of this liquidity. The only problem is we do also have quite a lot of liquidity below us. So invalidations of these counts would effectively be dropping below this 2309 and this 2076. Effectively dropping below that would invalidate this count completely. And then we'd have to just treat it as potentially a completed move into here, or alternatively that we've just had a correction, and this is a corrective structure that's actually just broken through the channel slightly, and then we look to break down. Losing this low point of 1598 invalidates any bullish potential here. So we can see there is a lot of liquidity that's built up below us. So if we do start to get moving to the downside here, this could be quite a violent move if once this liquidity starts to get taken out. So we just need to keep an eye on that fact that if we do actually move into this zone and we start to break down, we could actually see quite a violent move. So that's why I'm sort of waiting to see how I react in this this red box area. If we do get support again here, it's possible that we could continue to develop within this channel possibly, or it could form a new channel here where we start to move more impulsively. But this key area of this 2970 would have to be hit for this potential option. So this is just something that we would have to keep an eye on here. You know, we would need to see how this progresses, because if this is extending out, potentially we could look much higher for that third wave, because if we were talking about this being a wave at 1 and 2, so if I come here into this high point, effectively this wave 3 would end up there. So if this is playing out, what this would mean is that we're actually going to extend even higher up here. because we'd get this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into this zone, and then we'd actually have this third wave shift over one. So yeah, I mean, we need to just keep an eye on it. If it starts to get a bit out of hand to the upside, this is probably what's going on. We're extending up like this, and like I said, then we'd have to be looking at the potential as this is either an A wave, a B wave, and then we're completing with a 5-wave move, or alternatively, if we move high enough, then we could be looking at this as a bigger 5-wave structure. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below. Always happy to hear from you. In the description, you'll also find a link to Discord and affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT. Why not check them out? They are great exchanges that we use when we do our trades. If you use the affiliate link, it does help the team out. And there is a deposit bonus if you meet the requirements, which you can find on the website. So you might want to check it out and see if you're interested in that. Okay, everyone, we're going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great evening, and we'll see each other in the next video. Take care out there.